Lethargic Sloth here, and it's time to talk about Montenegro. Montenegro will be represented at Eurovision 2018 by Vanja Radovanović with the song Inje. If I could say one word to describe this song, it would be storm. And probably if I could add another word, I would probably say perfect storm. This is a compliment, not a criticism. I love how the song builds up intensity and then lowers. It's like a storm coming through where you've got tons of rain and tons of hail or whatever coming down from the sky, and then it softens, and then it intensifies, and then it softens again. It's really beautiful, and it's amazing the way they do this. And Vanya's voice is just incredible. So this is a song I really like, and let's get right to the review. So what's good about this song? Well, first off, I want to go by saying this. Montenegro has been a country, at least in the past couple of years, that I haven't really liked either of the last two songs much. I was not a fan at all. I really loved Audio in 2015. And the only problem I found with that song, as opposed to some of the others, is it was a little flat. It was a little, there was no range to it hardly. I still listen to it all the time, and I really like the song. You know, it was the last Montenegrin, it's the second and the last song to qualify. And I like this one so much more because there's emotional depth to it that the other song didn't have, that Audio didn't have. This one is up, it's down, you can tell there's a change in atmosphere, it builds, it does everything that a powerful song should. And it's beautiful musically with the violins and the pianos, and not to mention Vanya's voice is just phenomenal. I think so far he has one of the best voices in the competition. I think I do really enjoy the Italian singers, but I think that, and Rasmussen from Denmark, but I think Vanja has the best male vocalist in the competition so far for me personally. I just think he's got an outstanding voice. And Inye is full of depth. So I love listening to it, and I think it's going to potentially do very well at Eurovision. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but it's in a very difficult semifinal. So it's going to have trouble qualifying. It needs to get the voters to vote for it. So if you love the song, make sure you're voting for it because it's kind of in a semifinal of death a little bit. But this is a beautiful song, and I really enjoy it lyrically as well. I like the message of the song. I do a translation at the end of the video here so you don't have to listen to that before hearing all the reviews, but that's neither here nor now. So what are some potential problem areas of the song? Well, not everybody's going to connect with the song, just like every other song. A lot of people are going to say this is a slow, boring ballad. They'd rather have their fast food pop music rather than a more slow yet emotional ballad. It's almost kind of refreshing to me to hear a ballad, though, because this is not a year where there's a lot of ballads. A lot of the songs are completely different, and it's also refreshing that a lot of songs are native languages. I love seeing that. I think having Salvador Sobral win last year kind of said, hey, it's okay to put a song in your native language. We're going to be able to win, or at least make the finals, so there shouldn't be this stipulation that you have to do it in English. And I love that. I love seeing pieces of these countries come out. And getting back to the negatives, people could write it out as, oh, it's just another Balkan ballad. But like I said, this one has so much depth and so much character to it, it's hard to classify it as just another Balkan ballad. It's a beautiful piece of music, and personally, I really enjoy it. I hope it does well. It just builds. It's like my word I described. It's like a storm. It comes and it goes and it comes again, and then it's ferocious at the end, and you're left with this feeling of exuberance at the end of the song. Like, wow, what did I just listen to? I had goosebumps and chills the entire time. But unfortunately, my feelings are not reflective of the general public, and a lot of people don't like sentimental music. They don't like depth to their music. They just want rhythm, they want beat, they like the fast paced music. They consider this type of music boring, uninteresting. Uh, so they have to try to find a way to make it interesting, potentially with staging. Now, I've seen a lot of the national final staging, and Montenegro, besides having an amazing song, the staging was not good. So a potential problem, you really have to have something effective as in terms of staging to really set the tone and the mood of this song. This song needs good staging. Are they going to be willing to do that? I don't know. They usually have gone pretty simple, and in the past, last year was kind of crazy disco vibe with Slavko, but Highway, I just remember a lot of lights, and it was pretty simple stage. They need something that showcases the song here, but they also need to make it interesting enough to connect the viewers at home. I think the jury is going to be completely fine with this, and I think the televoters are going to be what makes or breaks this song advancing into the next round. I see this, if anything, comparatively to Finland, where it's going to be a superior song with an amazing voice that just doesn't get enough fans to vote for it. So that's my only fear. So those are the negatives I can think of in order to provide a more balanced review. So what's my rating for this song? I have to be completely honest. I love this. I think it's a beautiful piece of music, and as I've stated in the past many times in a lot of my other reviews, I love the violins. I love the ambience and atmosphere this song creates. I love that it builds. It goes up and down. There's movement. There's emotion. His voice is phenomenal. I love it personally. I would listen to this all the time. I know a lot of people may not agree with me on this. A lot of people might find it slow or boring, but for me, this is wonderful. I absolutely am in love with it. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for my personal score because I think it's phenomenal and it's going to be high on my list. Whether it's going to be a contender or a pretender, well, you're going to find out in just a couple minutes how I feel about that. So, is this song a contender or a pretender? Well, it has one thing really strongly going against it, and that's that it's in the semifinal of death. Basically, when looking at the list of semifinal 2, there's countries that they haven't selected their songs yet. You have Sweden, Ukraine, and Russia, Norway, Netherlands, Australia, and Denmark already has a solid and strong song. So you have a lot of spots that are pretty much taken already without even having to compete because, let's face it, is Sweden not going to qualify? I don't remember the last time they haven't, but I think it was 2011 or something like that. So Ukraine is a constant qualifier. It's one of those that is going to be hard to qualify based on who's present in the semifinal alone. It's a strong song though, and it's going to stick out. So it's very possible that it can qualify, but is it a contender to win the contest overall? And to that, I'm going to have to say no. It's a beautiful song, and I personally love it. It's going to be very high on my top list, but I don't believe it is a contender to win. That being said, I wouldn't write it off completely, but I can't see it winning the competition overall. Montenegro's been a really interesting country. It feels like they've been trying all these different types of songs. I mean, last year they had Slavko with Space, and I think the year before was Highway, the real thing. I mean, they really went all these other directions to see what fits them. So for that, I give them props. And here they're returning to their roots. And I really enjoy this song. I love it. I think it's going to be a very nice song for the competition. The problem is it going to be a winner? And I can't tell you that for sure. Does it have a chance to qualify? Yes. Is it an instant contender? I can't see that, but it's going to be a nice song, and I think it's going to do well. So we'll have to see. So here's the most up-to-date translation I could find. We'll see if it's any good. I'm not sure. They're hit or miss. As I stated, I just try to give the general idea of the song. If it seems like it's going on the right track, which this one seems okay for the most part, but we'll see. I don't know. You tell me. Hoarfrost or mist. Mist fell on us. It's freezing the blood in my veins, and you, oh heart, are shrinking and forgetting fast. Love is shaking like a leaf. In the middle of summer, I stand frozen. I'm shaking too. My voice is shaking ever since I lost us. The duvet is warming my body in vain because the drought is flowing through my soul. I'm living pointlessly, losing even when I'm winning, but when no one sees, I let you come visit my heart. I'm living just to pass by, like a slave in solitary confinement, but when no one hears, I let my heart rejoice. Me and my life are like a dog and a cat. My heart is the most expensive toy. I'm living pointlessly, losing even when I'm winning, but when no one sees, I let you come visit my heart. I'm living just to pass by, like a slave in solitary confinement, but when no one hears, I let my heart rejoice. Mist fell. Thank you for watching my review of Montenegro at Eurovision 2018. Please subscribe and give the video a like if you appreciate what I do here. I always appreciate that. Also, look out for the contest. Now that we have over 10 songs, I'm going to be starting to do your top 10s versus my top 10s. So I'll make a separate video probably tomorrow, February 19th. It's still the 18th here where I live. And I'll ask for your opinions of your top songs. So please look for that video and we'll get this rolling. We'll try to build that up because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. Lethargic Sloth out.